So let's be real. Literally, all of us Manchester United fans are still in pain from last night's Europa League final defeat. Yeah, honestly, I'm devastated still, to be honest. And all I can think about now is just the rebuild. That's what has to happen. And I've seen loads of people saying, oh, how are we meant to rebuild if we don't have the funds to do so? And that's a good point. But the funds to do so is to sell our players. And if Saudi Arabia are offering us 120 million for Bruno Fernandes, I will happily take it. I would happily take it. I think we need to clear out that bad. Our best players should go. Because let's be real, our best players, Bruno Fernandes, he's part of this mess. He's part of this mess. So he can go. He can go. He's the captain of this mess. And doesn't perform in the Europa League final in our biggest game in years for this club history. And he goes on, does what he does. Sell him. Like, you can't trust these players. We can't trust these players. Sell Bruno Fernandes. Let him go to Saudi Arabia. I don't care if people are like, oh, he's carried us all season. Yes, he has. But he's part of the mess. And when we say carried, he hasn't really carried us to anything because we're 16th, 17th in the bloody league. So really, when we say carry, just about gain us a bit more points. He hasn't really carried us through a low like what people think. He is part of this mess. Look at where we are. He is part of this. Part of the worst team in ever for Manchester United. Ever. He can go. He can go to Saudi. I want 120 million for Bruno Fernandes. I will take 120 million for any player. Let's just get the rebuild going. Honestly, let's get it started. Because with all these players that we got right now at Manchester United, they don't deserve to wear the badge. They shouldn't be playing for us. I don't care who it is. We should be sticking absolutely everyone on the transfer market. Listening, if we can get a good offer for anyone really, then they can go. They can go. Because we can't have the mentality. It's infected all of these players that play for Manchester United right now. It's affected every single one of our players. The mentality of, oh, I can't be asked. Oh, I've got such a big ego. I don't really care. That's the mentality they've got. That is the mentality that all of these players have got. They cannot care less. I bet they are on the training ground today or tomorrow, whenever, next time they're on the training ground, or probably when they were on the flight back, they were all having a laugh. Acting like absolutely nothing happened. They don't care as much as us Manchester United supporters do. These players do not care. They don't care. They don't play for us. They don't care how we feel. They don't know what the word passion means. They don't know. They don't care. They're just they can just move on. They can just move on because they are all infected with this awful mentality. It doesn't matter how good they are. It doesn't matter what they've done for us in the past. It doesn't matter what they've done for us this season. It doesn't matter. They can all go. When you've had a season like we've had, then they put in the worst possible performance in a final. They can go. They're not fit to wear the shirt. If we can get 120 million from Saudi, we can invest that in younger players instead of, older players who were like 31, 33, who were like mid-30s. Bruno's like 31 now. Let's just invest it in 20, 21-year-old players who we know are going to be here for the future. And people who aren't infected by the mentality that we've got right now. Simple. Let's take the money. Bruno Fernandes is not unsellable. He's been part of a 17th, 16th place Manchester United side. He's not good enough. that means. He's been the captain throughout this as well. And it's not good enough. Yes, look, we could have been way worse and possibly wouldn't have even got to the Europa League final without Bruno Fernandes. Yes, okay, that is fine. But we can do better. We can do better, and we deserve better than what we've got. He's been the captain throughout this mess. So he's not fit for the job. He's not fit to wear the Manchester United shirt. I've had enough of all of them. Like, none of them deserve mercy. None of them deserve praise. None of them do. So people need to stop sticking up from many of these players so that way they can just get away with it. They can't get away with it. They all need to go. They all need to go. They don't care about the club. They just care about themselves and the money that they're on. Let Bruno go. And to people saying, oh, let him go, he deserves better. What does he deserve better? He is part of this mess. He is the captain of this mess. He does not deserve better. He just deserves to go for the club's sake. So yeah, let's take the 120 million or whatever we end up fully getting offered for him. Jesus Christ. And then let's get the rebuild starting and let's keep on selling these players, because that is how we're going to get the money to rebuild. Sell players.